Alrighty, last but not least, number 14, titled Liberal Arts Degrees That Aren't Useless in Science Fiction by Alison Baumgartner. Boom, which is her nickname, and I need to understand that at some point, is a science fiction analyst, a David Bowie lover, and a content creator extraordinaire. Welcome, Alison.
So as I said, I'm Alison Baumgartner, and I am here to talk to you about a silly little war that's been going on between the arts and the sciences. Now, I've been a victim of this myself. I have a master's degree in international politics. So usually when I say that, people look at me and go, oh, so you don't really do anything useful at all. Then that's how silly this war is. It's about demeaning one another's intelligences and interests, despite the fact that they used to be completely aligned. Like, the scientific theory is derived from philosophers like Descartes and Aristotle. So what it's coming down to is that we're having this dichotomy, where we just think there's the sciences and the arts, and we don't listen to one another. And what's happening then is that we're alienating an entire group of thinkers from the other, and it's just not a healthy way to be. And unfortunately, our greatest thinkers were able to marry the two, like Leonardo da Vinci. But can we all be Leonardo da Vinci? Obviously not. I did try. Oh, no. Oh yeah, so in the interest of peace, I present to you liberal arts majors that aren't useless in science fiction. Because if there's anything that science and humanity nerds both love, it's gotta be science fiction, and case in point, Battlestar Galactica and Lost. Woo, yeah, right. So it might seem strange that I'm using fiction to illustrate truth, but the honest-to-God truth is, if you can dream it, you can be it, and Star Trek proves that. Cell phones exist because of Star Trek, and that is actually provable. So we're gonna start with my favorite, and that's Fox Mulder from The X-Files, psychology major. The whole point of the show is to put science against UFOs, but the charm of Agent Mulder is that he's able to look at these impossible things and think outside the box and ask the questions. But we can't discount Agent Scully out of this, because without her, nothing would ever get solved. If anyone's seen the end of season 2, you know that. So, together they question one another's ideologies, and they are able to solve these amazing mysteries. Next, you can't tell, but that's Ariadne from Inception, and she's got the epitome of what I'm talking about. She's an architect. And that's about math and science and aesthetics, and it's wonderful. But really what I love about Inception is that it's a dream team. So you have these different disciplines of thinkers, from logical to creative. I forgot I put that in there. And they come to really exceptional outcomes, unless you're haunted by the specter of your dead wife, but we won't remember that. Spoiler alert. Next, we have Stargate. We have physicists, chemists, linguists, archaeologists, political scientists, all going through the Stargate to fight ancient aliens that are actually Egyptian gods, but we won't pay attention to that. But essentially, they work together in order to better humanity. So I think that when we graduate, if we can't have, we should have a metaphorical Stargate, but we should have a real Stargate. And we should just all go through it and be like, yes, we're gonna kick alien butt. So can we all be Leonardo da Vinci? Obviously not, I did try again. But we should try to be, because we can see past dichotomies. Now, I should say that there are some liberal arts degrees in science fiction that don't make sense. Deanna Troi, for some reason, is on the bridge of a starship, and she's a counselor. And then for Falling Skies, Dr. Mason thwarts alien overlords with the power of his doctorate in American Revolutionary history. So, it's not always that useful. In any case, what's happening with these dichotomies that we're thinking in is we're all wandering around with emerald glasses and saying, this is the shade of green and it's the only one. Now, arts and sciences are distinct. They absolutely are, and that's important. But they're also important if they work together. So science fiction is about predicting the future and warning us about what bad may happen with our current actions. And I think if science fiction can look and say, look, these liberal arts majors are kind of useful, well, maybe not Deanna Troi. But if they can say these are really useful, we really have a chance of working together and creating a better future together. So I'm going to leave you with a quote. The most beautiful thing we can experience is the mysterious. It is the source of all true art and science. He to whom the emotion is a stranger, who can no longer pause to wonder and stand wrapped in awe, is as good as dead. His eyes are closed. Albert Einstein said that. And I'd like to think, as a scientist, he knows what he's talking about. So we need to stop telling kids who might be creative or scientific that they can't do the other. And we need to stop a war that didn't used to exist and now does. Thank you very much.